you've been hidden under a rock, you don't know about the Avengers, you don't know about Captain America, you don't know about Civil War coming out. This is basically another version of Captain America, the part 3 now, I believe, which actually should really be part 3 of Avengers, because it's got literally everyone in it, and it's just about the Avengers being heavily criticized for their reckless tactics, which they seem to always, even though they're saving lives, they're always causing collateral damage to cities and also lives of civilians. And so they're pretty much asked to sort of stand down and kind of obey commands by the commissioners and whoever is in control. But then this decision sort of splits them apart, because Captain America is kind of like, no, well, even though we are causing damage, I get that, but we are still saving lives. And, you know, all this guilt is kind of going towards Iron Man, who feels like, do you know what, they have a point. We are causing a lot of damage to civilians that really, you know, shouldn't be affected by what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is save lives. And so they pretty much got going to loggerheads, and then this causes the Avengers to sort of pick sides on who they think is on the right, and Civil War breaks out. Here is a clip.
If we sign this, we surrender our right to choose. What if this panel sends us somewhere we don't think we should go? What if there's somewhere we need to go and they don't let us? We may not be perfect, but the safest hands are still our own.
If we don't do this now, it's going to be done to us later.
So that is pretty much the argument that both sides are trying to, you know, pose against each other, to say, look, Captain America's like, well, at the end of the day, we've got to do what we've got to do. While Iron Man is like, nah, at the end of the day, obviously what we're doing isn't the safest way, so why don't we just take this approach? And then everything just goes sideways. I tell you what, I did not expect walking into this was to rant about what I am literally about to rant about right now. And it's just the most random thing you will not believe. So get ready for this, guys. So the opening scene starts off and they're in a city which is in Nigeria. Now, my background is Nigerian, and obviously I'm gassed about this. I'm like, Avengers are in Nigeria, they're in Lagos. Being really excited about that, and then there's like news anchors, you know, as they always do with Avengers films, showing out how there's destruction and the Avengers are going off to save them. And the anchor lady calls it Lagos. So you're thinking, okay, has that been deliberately done to like take the mickey out of news anchor people that don't always get pronunciations right when they talk about things or people or cities? I was like, okay, I let that slide. Me and my sister, we kind of, because I went to see my sister, we both looked at each other when she said Lagos. We were like, did that really? I was like, no, surely that's obviously been done purposely. And then later on, for the rest of the pretty much every other time that they reference back to the city, everyone calls it Lagos. And I'm just like, how is it possible for such a big franchise and a big production to not do their research to know the correct pronunciation of the city that you were filming in? Unbelievable. I was just so, I didn't even know what to think by this, but I was like, I'm really excited that they're in Lagos, but is there a city called Lagos in Nigeria? Is there really? I can't believe it. How has this happened? It's just so random. I just did not expect to have such a problem with it. I'm gonna take a break for a second, because yeah, it was still amazing. And Black Panther was dope. Black Panther movie, I cannot wait for that. That's gonna be so awesome. Chadwick Boseman just kills it, as I expected. It just blew my mind. It's just unbelievable. So were all the other characters in this as well. And as I said, it really is actually Avengers 3, because it wasn't really, even though the whole thing kind of comes back around to Captain America and his conflict with Iron Man, it's pretty much everyone in this. And then of course introducing Spider-Man, who was brilliant. I wasn't really sure about this one, because obviously they've changed him again. I've only just gotten used to the Amazing Spider-Man and the fact that that's different from Tobey Maguire, and then for them to change it up again in this was I was like, really? But they made him younger, they made him an actual teenager. So you get the whole excited little kid who's just a geek and wants to save lives, joining the team with people that he absolutely looks up to. So they totally nailed it. Tom Holland, who plays Spider-Man in this, I think definitely looking forward to what he does with his own Spider-Man. Just all round across the board, they were absolutely brilliant. But I really do feel like they should have just called this Avengers 3, because that's pretty much what it was.